Michael Carter is here. Hey, Mr. Mike, good to have you back. Thank you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
100 million plus started off $1 million for $80 million would come from a bond issue. I would think the vast majority.
Well, we've been asking for a substantial pay increase. Well, we've been asking for a substantial pay. Well, we've been asking for a substantial pay increase to go to an average salary.
breaking news and trending talk. This is 1017 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds, sun, and a high of 88 today. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 73. Not as warm for the weekend with clouds and highs in the low 80s. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
Good morning, 3 past 6 o'clock. Robert and Erin, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL. At the other end of the table, Erin has local news up next.
Harvey growing into a monster storm. We'll hear from the governor on that. 4 people arrested in a prostitution string after a pimp robbed a narcotics agent. And the booze bandit gets locked up.
What did you say? I'm not stressed out?
I'm blessed out.
So
I'm not angry with you. I'm disenchanted with you.
You are this morning
Yep.
a new woman.
New woman. Hello, gorgeous.
And we will see what's up with that and how long it lasts.
Oh.
I'm thinking 6:45. Fletcher, sports, traffic, and weather all this hour here on KEEL.
KEEL Morning Report. Now on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
The ingredients to make a monster storm are coming together for Hurricane Harvey. Warm water, plenty of that over the Gulf. The air, 40,000 feet high, needs to be calm. It is. The storm needs to move slowly. Harvey is likely to lumber along, and Harvey may follow the ideal path to keep strong longer. Governor John Bel Edwards has a caution for motorists.
If you don't know that you can safely pass, then you shouldn't pass through those waters. And we anticipate that because of the rain and the storm surge, that there will, at some point over the next several days, be some road closures.
The Shreveport Fire Department also telling residents to be safe and aware of danger ahead of powerful rainfall expected from Hurricane Harvey. 4 people arrested in a prostitution sting. Matt Parker with that.
The Bossier Sheriff's Vice Task Force has arrested 4 people after a pimp robbed an agent at gunpoint. The agent was conducting a sting at a local hotel when the robbery occurred. According to police, the foursome advertised sex on Backpage, but when the John would arrive at the hotel, they would rob him. Police have also linked the 4 to several other robberies in the area. You can see a full list of charges at KEELnews.com. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
The booze bandit gets locked up. Sakoni Jones, the woman who was spotted stealing 18 bottles of alcohol from a local liquor store this week, has turned herself in to Shreveport police. Jones arrested at least 9 other times on shoplifting and theft charges before turning herself in. However, Jones made a Facebook post that says stealing is what she does. She says, "I'm a hustler." The video of Jones's brazen escapades can be seen at KEELnews.com. The Thunder Road Raceway in Gillum has reopened under new management. Susie and Buddy Dunn, the new managers, say they had no choice but to step up and keep the track alive when they heard its future was uncertain. The first event under the new management team takes place tomorrow night. Police pay must be a priority. That's the message from Michael Carter with the Shreveport Police Association. He tells KEEL News he cannot support the plan for an arena at Cross Bayou while city leaders don't address the pay issue with officers.
The city of Shreveport needs to stop trying to take credibility for state supplemental pay. Every deputy, firefighter, and police officer in the state of Louisiana that is post-certified receives that pay, and we receive it directly from the state.
The mayor has proposed a $140 million sports complex at Cross Bayou, $30 million of that from government funding, the rest from private dollars. The Louisiana Department of Education seeking to train more than 500 educators so they can serve as mentors to future teachers. Assistant Superintendent of Talent Hannah Deesh says the Bayou State is changing the way teachers learn how to teach. She says the new method will be similar to how medical students become doctors.
Starting in July of 2018, all teachers in our state who are preparing to earn their license will prepare through a year-long teaching residency along an expert teacher.
One of the goals is to help retain teachers. The head of a national cheerleading group says newly released video of a Denver teen crying while a coach and teammates hold her down shows techniques that are outdated and damaging. Cheerleading coaches and Administration Association Director Jim Lord says forcing athletes into painful stretching used to happen decades ago, but he says coaches are now required to learn safe stretching practices. You can see this video at KEELnews.com. Partly cloudy today, the high 88, 75 now. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Good morning, 9 past 6 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL traffic.
I-49 South's got it clear all the way to Alexandria right now, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-220 westbound near North Market due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds, sun, and a high of 88 today. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 73. Not as warm for the weekend with clouds and highs in the low 80s. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
Good morning, 611. Robert J. Wright, Erin McCarty. It's 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. Did you see on Facebook what a friend of ours posted? And I prefer to think that though he is our friend, he was at least he hit the nail on the head on this one.
No, about what?
When he said that our Michael Carter interview was the best radio interview he'd ever heard.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And I got to be honest about that. It's mostly Michael Carter.
Yep.
Now, Michael Carter is president of the Shreveport Police Officers Association. Mm-hmm. And he and his association have come out adamantly against Mayor Tyler and the now, I saw last night, $150 million.
Yep.
How did it go? We haven't broken dirt. And it's gone from, 25 to 30 to 100 to 125 to 140. Now it's at $150 million. You had in the newscast $140 million.
Yep, 140.
I saw last night $150 million.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So we're talking a $225 million sports arena. By the time this is, at least that's what Michael Carter said. He said nothing ever comes in under budget or on budget anymore. So we started off with Mr. Michael yesterday, and we said, so. For what you know right now, you're not you don't think this is a very good idea, do you?
Well, we've been asking for a substantial pay increase to go to an average salary, hopefully someday to get to a competitive salary for 11 and a half years. The last pay raise we received was January 1st of 2003. That was 14 and a half years ago. We were very appreciative of the Hightower administration at that time for pushing that and helping us get that through. The minute that we saw that, there was a mayor's race, thereafter he left office, we started doing numbers and trying to get it ready. The minute Cedric Glover took office, we started proposing pay raises, and we have been vetoed, we have been voted down, and we've been ignored.
You have to have known this has been in the works. As a matter of fact, there are rumors afoot. You heard it from Stephanie Lynch in our interview with her yesterday that the deal is done. What do you know about that? That the mayor has not only the council votes, but maybe even, and I've heard from a couple of folks, that the Pelicans have already made a decision. What do you know? What have you heard?
I've not heard that, but my experience with city government with that is probably a factual statement. These deals are done long before they're done. and we understand that. However, as a police union, we're in a position to where we have to wait and see what comes out on the agenda, and that's what the average citizens of Shreveport are doing too, and that's where they've been deceived. They should expect a more transparent government. Sunshine laws apply.
What do you mean by deceived, please?
Well, you want these deals to be made in a public venue under the Sunshine laws. You want all the discussions to be up front, and they haven't been. I think from the minute that they started receiving negative input, then they started working the deals in a more secretive manner.
Michael Carter, he's a Shreveport Police Association. The mayor's office, Brian Crawford, the CAO, issued a response after you held your news conference opposing this proposal, saying that and I'm quoting, all police officers and firefighters after serving 3 years receive a 2% annual increase, including the last 3 years under the Tyler administration. It's called longevity pay. So you get 2% a year, correct?
Yes, that is a cost of living adjustment. And that is after your third anniversary, which could be, like in my case, 3 years and 9 months of your tenure. We're very appreciative of that. All right, we're not going to sit here and say that doesn't happen. What we want people to see is the comparative analysis that's done recently between us and the other agencies in our ICMA region, and you'll see that we're at 33,000, and they start out at once you get past Marshall, from 47.8 all the way up to 65.7.
Starting salary for a police officer.
And then you can turn around and take the payroll directly from the Shreveport Police payroll. You can look at my salary after 21 and a half years at the rank of sergeant with a master's degree. I still make less than a rookie in Plano or Frisco.
How is that impacting our department? Are we losing officers?
They're leaving. We've had 10 leave this month. We've had several go to the state police. We've had many go to Texas, and they're going to keep leaving. Some of them are just going out into the private sector. You can make $33,000 a year almost anywhere.
Are they retiring, or are they moving to other jobs?
3 retired, and the rest of them went to other jobs.
Is it the $30 million borrowing bond issue that bothers you the most? Because the case can be made, and I'm sure it is for the folks who are in favor of this, that we'll build this great sports arena and retail shops and restaurants, and a lot of people will be hired, and a lot of revenue for the city will be generated, which in fact could pay for police cars, police raises, and infrastructure, for example. What do you think about that?
In 1994, I was a young security policeman on Barstow Air Force Base. My wife at the time was going to school to be a teacher at LSU Shreveport. We heard the same things on the news about the casinos. When the casinos come in, teachers, firefighters, police officers are never going to have to worry about money again. They're always going to be the best paid. In the South, you never have to look at it again. This was the same sales pitch we got for that, and now you see that we are the lowest in the ICMA region for a city our size 25 years later. So we're not buying that song and dancing.
Stephanie Lynch, I asked her that same question. Her quote was, "That's a pipe dream." Is that, you would agree with her?
I agree.
Do you think this is going to pass at the city council? It's already done.
I think that their minds are already set. I don't think what they expected was organized opposition. I do not think. I think that they constantly underestimate how the public trusts the police.
Speaking of organized opposition, what are you and the other police officers who think this is a really bad idea doing to let the city council folks, your specific representatives, know how they feel?
Well, we're holding the mayor and the city administrative officer, Brian Crawford, and of course the city attorney. He was in there with him. We're holding them all accountable publicly. You're going to be accountable for this. You're not going to sit here and ignore us for 3 years and tell us that there's no money in the bank, and all of a sudden now you can come up with $140 million, which is exponentially growing. I mean, this thing is going to be more and more and more and more.
Well, they'll tell you that $100 million is private investment and revenue bonds. It's not. The revenue bonds are something you can't use for salaries. You know that. I mean, you're a smart man.
They need to tell that to somebody that has never seen this work before. You're going to get in there. There's going to be overruns, construction overruns, project overruns. It'll come all the way down to the concrete guy will have to have more money. And anytime you build something, you end up going to 15-20% overrun. Look at 15 to 20% of $140 million. That's a lot of money.
You said that Brian Crawford's statement yesterday, his response to your letter and your press conference, was repetitive, redundant, and false. Yes, what about it was false?
Well, first of all, the city of Shreveport needs to stop trying to take credibility for state supplemental pay. Every deputy, firefighter, and police officer in the state of Louisiana that is post-certified receives that pay, and we receive it directly from the state. We filed a lawsuit in 1993. Leslie Turner filed that lawsuit, and it was settled in 1997 that extracted that pay from city pay. That is a direct deposit that comes from the state of Louisiana every month to every one of these individuals, including myself. They need to quit touting that as a part of their pay package. We are proud to get it. We get it from the state. We thank the legislators and the governor. That is not city pay. All right, you minus 6,000 from these numbers that I have here before you. That is city pay, and they want to come in and say, well, they do get paid this. We do get paid, but you don't write the check, and that's the honesty.
The G League team of the Pelicans. Would you be sitting here opposing it if there was no city money involved? Do you still think that, we don't need to be starting any new sort of development in our community?
I don't think anyone in Shreveport that watches the news can say that we're not in a public safety crisis. We don't have enough officers to respond to the needs of the citizens. We have a shooting rate that's out of control for a city our size, and the priority should be public safety right now. All right, we've got bathrooms down at the police department where three out of 4 commodes work. All right, and you need to be fixing things. You need to be improving your infrastructure, even at our own department. But you need to focus on your human resources within your police department and get your retention level to where it works. Once you get your money right, you get your police officers paid correctly, you get your city employees paid correctly, you got the money in the bank, you can call in and order whatever you want. You can bring in basketball teams, baseball teams, football teams, whatever you want. But they're borrowing this money.
Will you, as police union president, will you specifically over the next few days, next few weeks, be canvassing city officials, to be precise, a city councilman?
No one has any doubt where we're at this point in time. No one has had any doubt. What I've said and waited on, and I've been blamed by a lot of my members. They're like, when are we going to do this? When are we going to do that? When are we going to do this? You have to wait till someone takes a move. Now they've made a move, all right? Last year, they put a potential pay raise on the city council agenda. I waited. The mayor pulled it. I went right back to our proposal. All right, you have to watch. It's like a local lesson in civil government. It's not going to be anything until it goes before the council and the vote process starts.
1017 FM and 710 Keel. Traffic update coming up right now. Ruben's ready.
Everything's still running nice and smooth for your early morning drive to work or school, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on Uri Drive near Eastburg Coons Industrial Loop. If you know something we don't, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds, sun, and a high of 88 today. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 73. Not as warm for the weekend with clouds and highs in the low 80s. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
Good morning, 623, 1017 FM and 710 Keel. Time for Friday morning sports. Here's Fletch.
Good morning. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher. It's Jamboree time. High school football returns tonight all around the area. Look for the lights. Independence Stadium, Lee Hedges Stadium, Leonard C. Barnes, Jerry Burton Stadium, Airline Stadium, all are hosting the final dress rehearsals for high school teams this evening. Northwestern State head coach Jay Thomas announced Thursday that senior J.D. Allman, a Houghton alum, has earned the starting quarterback spot, and he'll take the field with the Demons' first squad offense next Saturday in Ruston when the Demons take on Louisiana Tech in the season opener. They did it! The Rangers' 3-0 win over the Angels pushed Texas over the 500 mark for the first time since June 27th. The win is the 11th in their last 11 games and pulled the squad within one game of a wild card slot. Rookie Drew Robinson hit a 2-run home run. Mike Napoli added a solo shot to back a strong 7-inning performance from Martin Perez. Washington knocked off Houston 5-4 in 11 innings last night. The Nationals scored 2 runs in the top of the 11th and held on for dear life. Former LSU Tiger Alex Bregman has 3 hits to continue his torrid August. He's hitting .337 with 5 homers and 18 RBI this month. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
.101.7 FM and 710 Keel. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. 26 past 6 o'clock. In about 15 minutes at about 6:40, meteorologist Joe Bastardi joins us to talk about Hurricane Harvey.
My old buddy.
Okay, so let me see if I got this right. Like a day ago, it was a tropical depression or a tropical storm. And then I look at the news last night. I look on, and suddenly it's a Category 3 hurricane, maybe going to go to Cat 4.
It's a 2 right now.
So what happened? And he can tell us this.
Yeah.
What happened that suddenly it went from a really good thunderstorm to being a destroyer of property?
All of the conditions
all of a sudden
came together. The warm Gulf, the slow moving storm. It's projected to be a major Category 3 hurricane.
Okay, so it's projected to go aground when and where? What I saw last night was just west of Houston. Mm-hmm. Is that sound about right?
That looks like, and I think sometime later today. I'm not sure the exact time.
And then make a beeline for Austin, from what I saw.
And then the rain, though, is so widespread, it's going to, we're going to feel that rain shower. We're
supposed to get less than an inch. I mean,
I don't know.
It's what I saw last night.
Today, but we're going to have a rainy few days.
Saturday and Sunday, when it winds back around, we are going to be at the outermost edge.
Okay, well, that's good news then.
Yeah, well, we'll see what Joe has to say.
Well, unless something's changed, one of the projections I saw had it, hitting where, in between Houston and
down round Port Aransas.
Yeah, and then bouncing back into the Gulf and maybe taking a turn to towards Louisiana and New Orleans. So,
you mean where the pumps work?
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
They better have a plan.
They have a plan, but you know what? If the plan, look, they had a plan to put people on school buses, and you know what didn't work? The school buses.
School buses, yeah.
They've got a plan to turn on all the turbine water pumps, the flood pumps, and pump the water out of the low-lying areas of New Orleans.
Yeah.
But you know what? At last count, like 18 of the pumps still weren't working.
Goodness.
They had a plan. The levees were going to hold up. But you know what? All that 20-something, whatever millions and millions of dollars it was that went to shore up the levees just sort of
vanished.
Where'd it go?
Poof.
I'm not sure poof is the phrase I would use.
I'm not angry about that. I'm disenchanted by that.
Okay, I want to hear more about this and your special luncheon. And what was basically, it sounds to me like you got a motivational talk yesterday.
Yeah, did I ever.
629, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Traffic update coming up right now. Erin has local news up next, by the way. In the meantime, here's Ruben.
I-49 South's got it clear all the way to Alexandria right now, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-220 westbound near North Market due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds, sun, and a high of 88 today. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 73. Not as warm for the weekend with clouds and highs in the low 80s. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
Texas residents preparing for Hurricane Harvey, which could become a Category 3 storm. Harvey grew quickly Thursday from a tropical depression into a Category 1 hurricane, now at a Category 2. Governor John Bel Edwards says many of our rivers in Louisiana could back up as a result of some heavy rains.
Obviously, we need the rivers to drain southwest Louisiana, or wherever we happen to be getting rainfall, and storm surge inhibits that from happening and makes these rain events more severe than they would otherwise be.
The storm projected to become a major Category 3 hurricane. The Bossier Sheriff's Vice Task Force has arrested 4 people after a pimp robbed an undercover agent at gunpoint. The agent was conducting a sting at a local hotel when the robbery happened. Raceway reopens. Matt Parker with that.
The Thunder Road Raceway in Gillum is reopened under new management. Susie and Buddy Dunn, the new managers, say they had no choice but to step up and keep the track alive when they heard its future was uncertain. The first event under the new management team will take place tomorrow night. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
Booze Bandit faces the music. Sakoni Jones, the woman who was spotted stealing 18 bottles of alcohol from a local liquor store, has turned herself in to Shreveport police. Now, she's been arrested at least 9 other times on shoplifting and theft charges. Before she turned herself in, she made a Facebook post that says stealing is just what she does. She says, "I'm a hustler." The video of Jones's brazen escapades can be seen at KeelNews.com. Michael Carter with the Shreveport Police Association has been the most vocal person against the proposed development at Cross Bayou. He says officers have heard these kinds of promises before.
We heard the same things on the news about the casinos. When the casinos come in, teachers, firefighters, police officers are never going to have to worry about money again. They're always going to be the best paid. In the South, you never have to look at it again. This was the same sales pitch we got for that, and now you see that we are the lowest in the ICMA region for a city our size 25 years later.
Carter says a veteran officer with 20 years' experience makes less than rookie officers in many communities in our region. Mavis Wansik, after winning the $758.7 million Powerball prize, says she didn't have much of a plan in picking the numbers that won the big bucks.
Well, I was just there to buy it for just luck. Just go in, just buy a scratch ticket and just say, okay, maybe it's me, maybe it won't be me. You know, it's just a chance I had to take.
The winning ticket was purchased at a Chicopee, Massachusetts gas station. Wanzik says she will be using her prize money to retire early from her hospital job. The Saints set to play the Texans in exhibition game number 3. Quarterback Drew Brees expected to get his first action of the preseason, and he's excited to finally play in a game.
I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, it's against a very good team. So hopefully, you know, as a first unit, we go out there and we're sharp and we execute very well and score points. And, you know, just, again, this is all preparation for what's going to happen here in 2 weeks with our first game at Minnesota.
Veteran running back Adrian Peterson expected to make his preseason debut as well. The game against Houston is tomorrow night. Pennsylvania couple says Jesus showed up in their daughter's sonogram picture, easing their concerns after 2 other children were born with birth defects. Partly cloudy today with a high temp near 88. It's 76 now. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
.101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Robert J. Wright, Erin McCarty. Shreveport Security Systems text line is 318-392-1884. Okay, so you went to this luncheon yesterday featuring motivational speaker Dale Smith Thomas, whom we had on a couple of times, a very invigorating woman. So tell me about this new outlook on life you have.
Well, she gave me some homework. She told me I had to text at least 5 of my friends just with the words, hello, gorgeous.
Okay.
So I did. I texted a bunch more than that, and they had to kind of pass it on.
So
I didn't tell them that.
So what response have you gotten?
Well, I got one back. A couple of them, all of them said, thanks, hello to you too. But a couple of them did what I was expecting. One said, are you drunk already? Another said, what do you want?
Wow.
So we'll see if that comes back, if they start spreading it. And the other thing I have to do is, like with this Mavis whatchadoodle, Wansick in Massachusetts, who won the Powerball. Yeah.
Right.
I have to really work on this because the Erin of old would be really ticked at old Mavis.
For winning the lottery.
Yes. But I cannot be angry with people or at people. I'm disenchanted.
I beg your pardon?
I'm disenchanted with Mavis.
So you're
I'm disenchanted out the wazoo.
Okay, so explain to me the purpose of all this.
It is to start your day and begin your day and go about your day not letting the life stressors worry you. Like if a car cuts you off in traffic, what good does it do to get all stressed out and worried about it? Does it do you any good? Does it solve anything? Does it serve a purpose? Does flipping them off help anything?
So what is your long-term goal here? Or do you even have one? Is this another one of those things that you're going to try for about 12 hours?
That's probably it.
And dismiss by the time
I've already been at it for a good 12 hours. Yeah, I've been at it.
And
it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. And then also, if I'm stressed out, I have to stop and say, no, I'm not stressed out.
So basically what this is, it's sort of a verbal, what was that again?
I'm blessed out.
Instead of
stressed out.
It's sort of a verbal pause button.
Yes. Yes. And don't let others impact your positivity. Like if there are some people in the room, like she said yesterday, some people walk into your life and they're a bright, sunny day. some people walk into your life and they're overcast and they're kind of, might be a shower coming.
So here's...
And then there are some people who are hurricanes and you want to steer clear of them.
Here's...
and Matt typically he's betwixt the latter two.
Here's the question I have for you. As you assess the people around you
yes.
and their meteorological effect on your
yes.
personality, what of those are you to others?
I want to be the bright, sunny person. I think I'm pretty darn close. Among you three, among you two goobers, I am definitely the sunshine in this room.
Whatever.
Man, he's lightning and you're...
639, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel, Friday morning traffic update. Rapid Ruben.
I-49 South's got it clear all the way to Alexandria right now, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-220 westbound near North Market due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds and sun with a high of 88 today. Clouds tonight, low 73. Mostly cloudy and not as warm. Highs in the low 80s for the weekend. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
.642, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. This Harvey hurricane that about like 20 minutes ago was like a bad rain. I don't get that. But somebody who can explain it all to us is meteorologist Joe Bastardi. Weatherbell.com is his company. Hey, Mr. Joe, welcome back to Shreveport, sort of.
Yeah, I used to be on 71 Keel all the time at Level with Larry back in the day. So,
yep. Joe, this is Erin McCarty. We did some time together, too.
Yeah.
A long time ago.
Well, it's not such a long time ago, and I always look back very fondly on that. I was made an honorary police chief in Shreveport.
Wow.
And that was always the big highlight of my life because we hit those 1983 snowstorms down there. All right. Well, in any case, this is ramping up. Now, look, I realize my company, Weatherbell, does not have the bullhorn the National Weather Service does, but we've been talking about this thing since last week, not giving up on it when it was just piddling around in the Caribbean. And Monday, we went all out for our clients and on Weatherbell saying this is going to be a big storm and hit the Texas Gulf Coast. And since Tuesday, I tweeted out, I tried to get it out. We have had this idea that this would become a major hurricane, loop into the Texas coast, come back out, and then...
You still there, Joe?
Hello?
Yeah,
hey, there you are.
You still got us? Can you hear us okay? Hello, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
I'm sorry, I've got some kind of popcorn commercial on.
Oh, wow.
Well, can you still hear us?
I can't hear you.
Is that better?
I know you guys are talking to me.
Is that better?
Okay, there you are.
Okay,
yes, ma'am. There you are.
Okay, so
let me get back to what I was saying. We've been saying this is a catastrophic event for Texas since Monday and Tuesday, and what you're seeing evolve in front of you is no surprise. I've tried to point out as much as I can to whoever will listen that you have storms like this, like for instance, Camille in 1969 went from a tropical depression to a Category 5 in 36 hours. You had Celia, which hit Corpus Christi in 70, go from a Category 1 to a Category 4. And if you looked at our preseason forecast, and from May 12th that was issued saying this will be the year that the major hurricane hit drought ends, there are physical reasons for this that have been on the table the entire time, and you're seeing them come true. There's nothing magical about it. There's no CO2 fairy spreading dust into the storm so that it's global warming in your SUV. This has all been on the table. We've been trying to show people all week that this thing was going to explode coming to the coast and do a loop and come back. And part of the reason, folks, is because it's so darn cold across much of the United States that cold high and the upper pattern will block the storm from making the usual progression inland, so it backs into the Gulf of Mexico again, and then when it has a chance, will come back. And Thursday evening, it's probably going to be very close to us, what's left of it, causing tropical storm conditions.
You mean Friday evening, right?
No, he means next week.
No,
next week.
No, a week.
Wow.
A week, Erin.
Wow.
This is it's going to take it's going to take 5 days for this to loop around, come back out over the Gulf, and then hit again.
Oh my gosh!
Speaking of that, Joe, pardon me. Speaking of that, give us the projected path where it's going to, because I saw last night down around Port Aransas, then make a beeline. What I saw was toward Austin. But things change so rapidly. Where is it going to go?
They haven't changed. Let me look. I'm not trying to be a pompous jerk. They haven't changed. We've had this forecast out for 4 days now that this would go inland just to the north, around Corpus Christi. Fortunately, it's going into Corpus Christi in a way where they dodged the worst of it. If this thing had come inland just south of Corpus Christi, it's a disaster for them. It's a bad storm. But the storm hits up the coast a little ways. It doesn't go all the way to Austin. It goes maybe 25, 50 miles inland and stops dead in its tracks. It turns around, comes back down south, and comes back out almost where it went in, and then is back out over the Gulf of Mexico Monday and Tuesday night. Now, the reason I'm talking this way, you hear this attitude in my voice, is that's what we've thought all along. Listen, here's what's going on today. Meteorologists and weather lovers, they just put models on the internet, and there are hundreds of models, hundreds of different opinions. And opinions are like noses. Everybody has one. And so what happens is you're seeing all this stuff, and the bottom line is what is correct is what actually happens. The weather hasn't changed overnight. The models may change as they get closer to being in touch with the weather. One of the most valuable things you can do is go back and look at storms all over the world to see what they've done, not just on the Texas coast, but let's say you get a storm, for instance, Ginger in 1970 in the middle of the Atlantic, looped around a data buoy in the middle of the Atlantic. For 7 days, that data buoy had wind gusts close to hurricane force. Now, when I look at a track like Ginger, I say, well, why can't that happen in close to the United States? So it's happening this time. In other words, what you see Harvey doing, I've seen dozens of storms do this, but no one pays attention to them because they're out in the middle of nowhere. How
much rain, Joe? How much rain could we see? New Orleans, we're real concerned about New Orleans. What are you looking at?
Well, we're looking at 1 to 2 feet of rain in Houston.
1 to 2 feet, okay. Wow.
6 to 12 inches here. Listen, folks, the reason I was going into that tirade is because you have to understand what is going on now is not magical. It is a product of what the atmosphere can do. And I always try to get that across to people. Now, as far as the actual track, again, I will say what we have. We have a major hurricane hit tomorrow morning, probably as a Category 4, up the coast from Corpus a bit. That goes inland, and tomorrow night is about 50 miles north of Corpus, and about 35, 40 miles northwest as a crow flies from the coast. It stalls there. It then turns back south on Sunday. Monday, it comes back out over the Gulf of Mexico to the northeast of Corpus Christi. Then it moves east-northeastward. It is due south of Galveston, maybe only by 20, 30 miles Wednesday morning. And this is a disaster for Galveston. If this thing goes in just east of Galveston, what happens for Galveston is they get hit from the southeast and they've got the seawall and the storms continue inland. In this particular case, the storm's coming from the southwest. It's piling water into Galveston Bay, folks. It's raining like the dickens and piling water into Galveston Bay. Storm goes by, hurricane-force winds come out of the north, and the bay may flood the city from the backside in Galveston. I've never seen something like this in Galveston. After it hits, it then moves north-northeastward up through East Texas, follows a track similar to Cindy, which we had earlier in the year, but stronger than Sydney. So there's more rain in here and there's more wind in here. It's still, I just think if it gets up here, follows my track, it'll still be a tropical storm here Thursday evening. So there's the outline. It's tough to visualize it on the radio itself, but if you go to, follow me on Twitter, go to weatherbell.com, we certainly have it on there for you.
Do you have any concerns for New Orleans?
Well, I always have a concern for New Orleans, but I don't think it's getting that far east. They know they're having pumping problems, and they're going to get plenty of rain over there. But this is the Lake Charles. I have a big concern.
Okay.
Beaumont, Port Arthur, Galveston, but I don't think this is getting over to New Orleans. No,
Okay.
I think it's mostly a Texas storm, and it's a catastrophe. It's a catastrophic storm for Texas. It's the equivalent of what Sandy did up in the Northeast as far as the prolonged siege and the fetch of the wind and everything else that's going to be going on.
Joe Bastardi, weatherbell.com. Thank you so much for your time.
Okay, well, thank you for having me. And again, I wanted to explain the background of all this, the history, so that people understand. I guess Rick's comment at the beginning, well, this came out, sort of came out of nowhere. No, it's always been there. The potential's always been there. We were waiting for the fuse to go off, and indeed it did.
Thank you, Joe.
1017 FM, 710 Keel. Traffic right now. Latest for Friday morning. Here's Ruben.
I-49 South's got it clear all the way to Alexandria right now, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on I-220 westbound near North Market due to construction. If you have anything to report to us, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds and sun with a high of 88 today. Clouds tonight, low 73. Mostly cloudy and not as warm. Highs in the low 80s for the weekend. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
.653 Keel Sports. Time for Tim.
Good morning. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher. It's Jamboree time. High school football returns tonight all around the area. Look for the lights. Independence Stadium, Lee Hedges Stadium, Leonard C. Barnes, Jerry Burton Stadium, Airline Stadium, all are hosting the final dress rehearsals for high school teams this evening. Northwestern State head coach Jay Thomas announced Thursday that senior J.D. Allman, a Houghton alum, has earned the starting quarterback spot, and he'll take the field with the Demons' first squad offense next Saturday in Ruston when the Demons take on Louisiana Tech in the season opener. They did it! The Rangers' 3-0 win over the Angels pushed Texas over the 500 mark for the first time since June 27th. The win is the 11th in their last 11 games and pulled the squad within one game of a wild card slot. Rookie Drew Robinson hit a 2-run home run. Mike Napoli added a solo shot to back a strong 7-inning performance from Martin Perez. Washington knocked off Houston 5-4 in 11 innings last night. The Nationals scored 2 runs in the top of the 11th and held on for dear life. Former LSU Tiger Alex Bregman has 3 hits to continue his torrid August. He's hitting .337 with 5 homers and 18 RBI this month. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
Speaking of 101.7 FM, 710 Keel 656, Matt just said, clear my. I said, you okay over there? You sound like you were choking. And he said, just clearing my throat. About a week ago, as a matter of fact, it was Saturday about 3 o'clock, almost a week ago, I started getting my allergy thing.
Oh, no.
Everybody I know who has allergies has really bad allergies. I mean, Todd look, we got to go to break. We'll talk about it when we get back. But allergies right now, if you have them, are horrible. And we'll find out why. Here's Rush Limbaugh on KEEL.
The Democrat Party is unified in everything that it does, but it isn't. The Washington Post sat in on a recent Youngstown, Ohio Democrat strategy session. Local Democrats complained that the National Democrats' comeback strategy was designed by a bunch of elitists, protesters, and wacko consultants from California and New York, people who don't have a clue about what Democrats in the middle of the country care about. A county chairman said that even though they scream about the economy and jobs, National Democrats still don't care. He said Trump talks about trade and jobs, while the National Democrat elites are still obsessing about which bathrooms people go into. He said the Democrat Party sets their hair on fire. They run around like it's the end of the world whenever Trump so much as sneezes. But Democrats in middle America don't care about that stuff. They're struggling. They're living paycheck to paycheck. The Democrats are not helping them. They've left the little guy behind. They're trying to make ends meet, and their party still doesn't care. The Post also quotes Ohio Democrat Congressman Tim Ryan, who says the Democrat Party's relationship with blue-collar workers, once the base, is fundamentally broken. And you know what? The local Democrats are right. They are being ignored, and it isn't going to change anytime soon, because Democrats in Washington are embarrassed of anybody who doesn't live in New York, Washington, or California. Doesn't matter what party. They don't like you.
When it comes to cooking meals, drying clothes, heating water, and my home, nothing beats natural gas from CenterPoint Energy. It's my most affordable energy option. It costs less to use than electricity, propane, and heating oil. So if you already have natural gas, keep it. And if you're replacing an appliance, choose it.
At CenterPoint Energy, we're investing in infrastructure to help bring comfort and savings to you. Visit centerpointenergy.com/natural gas benefits to learn more. CenterPoint Energy, always there.
Everything's still running nice and smooth for your early morning drive to work or school, but look out later on this morning for some traffic delays on Uri Drive near Eastburg Coons Industrial Loop. If you know something we don't, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds and sun with a high of 88 today. Clouds tonight, low 73. Mostly cloudy and not as warm. Highs in the low 80s for the weekend. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
Right now, 71, 101.7 FM and 710 Keel, just after 710, just about 710. In fact, City Councilman Willie Bradford on the proposed arena. That's coming up.
Breaking news and trending talk. KEEL, 710 AM and K269GO, 101.7 FM, Shreveport.
Quiete. Quiete. Quiete.
It is 7:03. Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. Erin, local news, plenty of that up next.
Monster storm is headed for Texas. We'll talk more about that. Monster cash is now in Mavis's wallet. We'll have that too. And the Thunder Road Raceway in Gillum back open.
It's a 25 million. No, it's a 30 million. Wait, it's a 100 million. No, it's 125. It's 130. It's 144. It's a $150 million arena. Is that how much it has grown in less than a week? Councilman Willie Bradford may not be 100% behind the plan, and we'll chat with him in less than 10 minutes, plus Fletcher in sports and traffic and weather all this hour, and it's right here on Keel.
KEEL Morning Report. Now on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
The ingredients for a monster storm that could turn into a Category 4 hurricane. Parts of Texas could see 24 inches of rain. Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards says rain will be a problem for Louisiana, too.
The heavy rain that we can expect with the hurricane making landfall right around Corpus Christi, Texas, with those rain bands, and the possibility that it could re-enter the Gulf and move towards Louisiana are both threats that we should all take very seriously.
Landfall expected early tomorrow morning. Mavis Wansick, after winning the $758 million Powerball prize, says she didn't have much of a plan in picking the numbers that won the big bucks.
My numbers were kind of basically random, like maybe with our birthdays, maybe one from here, one from there.
The winning ticket was purchased at a Chicopee, Massachusetts gas station. Wansick says she'll be using her prize money to retire early. The Bossier Sheriff's Vice Task Force has arrested 4 people after a pimp robbed an agent at gunpoint. The agent was conducting a sting at a local hotel when the robbery happened. According to police, the foursome would advertise sex on Backpage.com, but when the John would arrive at the hotel, they would rob him. Police have also linked the 4 to several other robberies in the area. You can see the full list of arrests at KEELnews.com. The Thunder Road Raceway in Gillum has reopened under new management. Susie and Buddy Dunn, the new managers, say they had no choice but to step up and keep the track alive when they heard its future was uncertain. The first event under the new management team will take place tomorrow night. Fire department warns of danger ahead of the powerful storms. We get a look at that from Matt Parker.
The Shreveport Fire Department is telling residents to be safe and aware of danger ahead of powerful rainfall expected from Hurricane Harvey. Clarence Reese says it takes just 6 inches of rain to move a car and even less to sweep away a person. The fire department, Councilwoman Stephanie Lynch, and others are making it their mission to educate the public following the tragic death of Deshaun Combs, who was swept away in a drainage ditch last month following a heavy rainstorm. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
The booze bandit will have to face the music. Sakoni Jones, a woman who was spotted stealing 18 bottles of alcohol from a local liquor store, has turned herself in. Jones has been arrested at least 9 other times on shoplifting and theft charges. Before turning herself in, though, Jones did make a Facebook post that says stealing is what she does. She's a hustler. The video of Jones's brazen escapades can be seen at KEELnews.com. Police pay must be a priority. That's the message from Michael Carter with the Shreveport Police Association. He tells KEEL News he cannot support the plan for an arena at Cross Bayou while city leaders don't address the pay issue with officers.
You can look at my salary after 21 and a half years at the rank of sergeant with a master's degree. I still make less than a rookie in Plano or Frisco.
The mayor has proposed a $140 million sports complex at Cross Bayou, $30 million of that from government funding, the rest from private dollars. The Louisiana Department of Education seeking to train more than 500 Louisiana educators so they can serve as mentors to future teachers. The LSU Tigers will count on a lot of young players during this season. Defensive coordinator Dave Aranda says his young linebackers Tyler Taylor, Patrick Queen, and Jacob Phillips strive to be great.
You can tell very much by a question where someone's at in their understanding and development, and there's darn good questions in there. You know, I get texts at 8, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night with videos of their iPad saying, how do I fit this? What do I do with this? And so all of that you love to see.
LSU season opener September 2nd in Houston against BYU. Partly cloudy. We'll see a little sunshine today with a high temp about 88. Right now, 77. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
past 7 o'clock. It's 101.7 FM, 710 Keel traffic. Here's Ruben.
Looking right now at some slow-moving traffic on Texas Street in downtown Shreveport, and we have some traffic delays on Kings Highway and Linwood Avenue. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds, sun, and a high of 88 today. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 73. Not as warm for the weekend with clouds and highs in the low 80s. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
All Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, 12 past 7 o'clock. It's 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. Don't forget you can download the free Keel app. Did I mention it's free from Office Furniture Source? And it's free.
We're joined by Shreveport City Councilman Willie Bradford. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you guys this morning?
We're all right. The mayor's proposal for Cross Bayou, you were one of two to vote against it. Give us your reasoning first to say no. You had a lot of questions, I guess.
Well, I do, but what can I say that has not already been said? Let me just, my original response to this was based on history and facts. The history is that we should know this city. Every elected official, the mayor including the city councilman, should know this city. We should know the facts regarding our receptive to sports. And because of what anybody may say, and we've had our opportunities through the history to show ourselves approved in regards to responding to sports. And we are not a sports town. We are a semi-sports town. We'll go to selective type of sports events, but we consistently are not a sports town. And I knew from the previous 15 different sports venues that we've had in this city that each of them had left because of non-support. And I'm saying, why would this next one be a charm and we'd be successful? So I just didn't feel initially that this would be good for the city, and that the city would respond to it favorably. And I was right.
Mr. Willie, pardon me, this company out of Birmingham, Corporate Realty, that's coming to town and is going to put up about $100 million, 75, 80, 100 of their own money. What do you think that they think, or what do you think they see that maybe you and me as Shreveport guys can't see the forest for the trees?
Robert, I've been pondering that for the last several weeks, because I heard this presentation before, and I'm like, have you guys did your research? Have you guys did your study? Because we're not there. I mean, look at Huey Drive. We're losing our businesses. Our population is increasing. We have the Boulder boardwalk, and I'm like, where the market don't come from for any type of business ventures or shopping ventures, and especially downtown Shreveport. So I don't know. I'm pondering and I'm confused about this whole project because I just don't see how it's going to work with the market and with the conditions that Shreveport is in. You know, we are a town that is declining instead of inclining because of some things. And I use Robert as an analysis. I said, listen, if we had prepared for this, and I said, you know, you prepare for your future. And obviously by the response of the citizens, we're not prepared because if we were prepared, the citizens would be excited. You know, we would have a police union against it. We would have our infrastructure going well. We would have our crime under control. Our neighborhoods would be intact, and our neighborhood would be excited about it because we have so many things that are undone that we have said in the past that we don't have the resources to address them. Now we say we can find resources to do this, and I'm just like, where did that come from?
Let me ask you this, Councilman Bradford. Sure. There are those who say, and I was at a big luncheon yesterday with a lot of women, and many of them asked me this. They said, but if you have a company coming to the table with more than $100 million, how can you say no to that?
You can say no to that when it's not reasonable, when it doesn't seem logical. Again, you can only say no to that if you know your city and if you know the history that we have accepted gleamy things that shines, but at the end of the day, they have not produced what they have been promised to produce. I can just name a litany of things, and if you look back in history, our city is littered with things that we thought was going to be great for the city, but they have come to leave an albatross around the neck of the city that we are paying for because we have said that, we invest in this and we bring this to the city, and we put up public dollars, it'll be so great. But yet, the history of this city says that this is not the case, and the city is not in this financial strength now that it was 20 years ago. I mean, we was even promised a 3-wheel car, and look what happened with that. I'm just saying, if I was not from Shreveport and somebody said a private public partnership would produce $106 million, I was like, wow, let's go for it. But it just does not, to me, equate. You know, I mean, just last week, Side Ford had to close. We don't even have a sponsor for the Independence Bowl game. And if we don't get a sponsor real quick, we may not even be playing the Independence Bowl. I'm saying, how do you could put all that into the pot and come out and say, wow, we're going to be excited about a sporting venture that's going to generate $100 million in private public funds.
Mr. Willie, we had Stephanie Lynch on a couple of days ago, and she said, although hers was a yes vote, she said the fix is no, let me rephrase. I apologize. She said the deal is done. That in her opinion, and I'm just sort of reading between the lines here, but she seems to think the mayor came to the table with the votes in hand, and in fact, I've heard from a couple of other folks that the Pelicans have already decided, and we are the choice. Have you heard anything about that? What do you think about what Stephanie had to say?
I haven't heard that. I mean, that could be her opinion. I have not spoken one-on-one with anybody from the administration. Not anybody have lobbied me for a vote for this project. Now, maybe because they understood my position early on. But my no vote was simply based on what I said, that the history of this town, and my no vote was that let's not even entertain it. It's just too far-fetched for me to even entertain. But they said, let's take it to the next level. Let's investigate it a little further. But I'm like, wow, why would we? But it doesn't, in my opinion, it doesn't make the dots don't connect. So why we want to pursue something that the dots don't connect?
Between now and the vote, September 12th, I guess, is there anything that could be changed or tweaked that would have you as a yes vote?
I need to see this. I need to see a feasibility study. I need to see what type of tax on our investment. What would be the return on our investment? What are the Benson family willing to add to the equation? I mean, I'm just saying. But at the end of the day, it's a long stretch for me because I need to know what are they looking at as a market? Who's going to support the basketball arena?
Mr.
So like 25 games, a 50-game season, 25 will be played in Shreveport in a brand new arena. So tell me, how do 25 games a year equate to economic development? I need to explain that to me.
Mr. Willie, do you see, based on pressure from their constituents, i.e., they don't think it's a very good idea, and that's what we're hearing from everybody, based on the feedback they're getting from the people in their districts, that any of the yes votes might be backing up just a little bit?
We're getting a lot of inquiries. We're getting a lot of don't do it. You know, it's the city ain't for this. Now, again, I hope the councilman really adhere to some of this, because if the public outcry is what it is, and we go ahead and move this forward and actually build this arena and the surrounding things, the people are gonna rebel. They're gonna show us that they're not gonna support it, and they won't be coming to no games, protesting, and then the city would understand that the people wasn't with it, because the bottom line is those seats got to be filled. The bottom line is whatever shops, you know, whatever establishment they put in that area have to be supported by fans and by patrons. And if that doesn't happen, then what do we have? We're gonna have a General Motors plant sitting out there vacant. And I'm not for that. I think we can grow our city. We can focus on the priorities, that is our people in our neighborhoods and our infrastructure and police and taking care of what we have, make the people happy, give them a reason to support us, and then they will get there. But it's going to take a while to get there. The future belongs to those who start preparing for it today. If we start preparing today to make this a great city, a progressive city, 10 years from now, we'll be ready to enter into some type of partnership with anybody to bring these things to this city. We are not there yet, because this city is in a quagmire in relation to the things that we have ignored, the things that are not being addressed, that would make a daily quality of life better for our people.
Willie Bradford, Shreveport City Councilman, thanks for your time.
Okay, sure.
21 past 7 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Ruben.
Looking right now at some slow-moving traffic on Texas Street in downtown Shreveport, and we have some traffic delays on Kings Highway and Linwood Avenue. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds, sun, and a high of 88 today. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 73. Not as warm for the weekend with clouds and highs in the low 80s. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
.101.7 FM and 710 Keel. Time for sports. Here's Fletch.
Good morning. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim. It's Jamboree time. High school football returns tonight all around the area. Look for the lights. Independence Stadium, Lee Hedges Stadium, Leonard C. Barnes, Jerry Burton Stadium, Airline Stadium, all are.
I'm sorry, the Pelicans have already decided, and we are the.
But my no vote that the people wasn't with it, because the bottom line is those seats got to be filled. The bottom line is Bottom line is those seats got to be filled. The bottom line is whatever. Bottom line is those seats got to be filled. The bottom line is whatever shops, whatever establishment they put in that area has to be supported by fans and by patrons. If that doesn't happen, then what do we have? We're gonna have a General Motors plant sitting out there vacant, and I'm not for.
This month. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
Mine is whatever shops, whatever. If that doesn't happen, then what do we have? We're gonna have a General Motors plant sitting out there vacant. Bottom line is those seats got.
Twenty-seven past 7 o'clock, 101.7 FM and 710 Keel. Robert and Erin, I have a point to make about Mr. Willie Bradford's comments. Well, actually, no.
What's our Shreveport Security Systems text line, by the way?
318-392-1884.
Okay.
Here's the deal. And my brother Bill and I went to Maryland's yesterday for lunch, and we're in the front room, and there's a table with about 6 guys, and they are talking about this very thing. And none of them think it's a good idea. None of them see it as working. Here's the deal. And I said this yesterday, there's a company from Birmingham whose job is to do this. And they're willing to put up like $100 million. And what I said to Mr. Willie, what do they know that I don't? What do they know that we don't? Are we too close to the trees, that we can't see maybe what we have? But my fear is this, that Shreveport is, what did I say yesterday about Planet Aqua? I said Planet Aqua delay of the opening of the aquarium.
It's got people going, here we go again.
Maybe perfectly legit, maybe a million real reasons.
Oh, they were working hard down there yesterday.
But if you're from here, and here's a perfect example. I'm with my brother Bill yesterday at lunch, and I said, did you hear the news about the aquarium? He said, no. What I said, a 4 to 6 week delay. And he looked at me and he goes, no kidding. I.e., see what happens when you come to Shreveport, see how things work?
Yeah.
The point is this. Are we so immersed in our own negativity that when somebody comes to us with $100 million and says, we're going to build a shopping place, we're going to help you build a sports arena, we're going to help you get a team, are we so used to being negative about, is it going to fail because Shreveporters will look around and say, I don't like it. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
I'll show them I'm not going to go.
Right.
I'll show them they were wrong. I was right. Screw you. I'm staying home.
And you know what ticks me off about some of these things with city government is, and I was downtown yesterday, and all summer, signs have been up at those spray parks at Riverfront Park. Spray park closed for repairs. Can we fix some of the things that we have now? And we wonder why the swimming pool's closed for the summer a few weeks ago, and the spray park is broken, and we wonder why kids are swimming at the dog park.
Think of it like this, though, because this has been brought up again and again and again about, you're going to borrow $30 million for an arena. But see, the deal, imagine yourself as a business owner and you want to expand your business, you want to buy more trucks, you want to make your building bigger, you go to the bank and you say, I want to borrow $1 million to expand my business, they'll go, okay, because there's going to be a return on your borrowing this money. But if you go to the bank and say, I want $1 million, they say, what for? I want to give my people a raise. They're going to go, no, that's not how it works.
You'd have to borrow again next year.
729, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. Local news. Erin has it next. Right now, traffic. Here's Rapid Ruben.
Keeping an eye on some slow-moving traffic on Greenwood Road and Juella Avenue. And we have some traffic delays at the intersection of Shed Road and Swan Lake Road in Bossier City. If you know something we don't, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds, sun, and a high of 88 today. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 73. Not as warm for the weekend with clouds and highs in the low 80s. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
The power of information. KEEL News now.
Hurricane Harvey, now a Category 2 storm, but it's expected to climb to a Category 3 storm by landfall early tomorrow morning in southeast Texas. Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards warns residents of our state about an extended period of rain.
The outer bands of rain associated with this storm will drop heavy rains on Louisiana. This rain threat will continue into next week.
4 people have been arrested in a prostitution sting. The Bossier Sheriff's Vice Task Force has arrested 4 people after a pimp robbed an agent at gunpoint. The agent was conducting a sting at a local hotel. The Thunder Road Raceway in Gillum has reopened under new management. Susie and Buddy Dunn, the new managers, say they had no choice but to step up and keep the track alive when they heard its future was uncertain. The Booze Bandit is facing the music. Matt Parker has that.
Sakoni Jones, the woman who was spotted stealing 18 bottles of alcohol from a local liquor store earlier this week, has turned herself in to Shreveport police. Jones has been arrested at least 9 other times on shoplifting and theft charges. Before turning herself in, however, Jones made a Facebook post that says stealing is just what she does. The video of Jones's brazen escapades can be seen at KeelNews.com. From 1017 FM and 710 Keel, I'm Matt Parker.
The campaigning continues for a massive project at Cross Bayou in downtown Shreveport, but Councilman Willie Bradford tells Keel News he's not in favor of this project and doesn't see that changing.
Bottom line is those seats got to be filled. The bottom line is whatever shops or whatever establishment they put in that area have to be supported by fans and by patrons. If that doesn't happen, then what do we have? We're gonna have a General Motors man sitting out there vacant.
The council expected to take another vote on the proposal on September 12th. 8 people locked up, thousands of dollars worth of drugs are off the streets following an investigation in Caddo Parish. The Sheriff's Office and SPD worked the investigation together. The Joint Task Force raided 4 homes and were able to take over $15,000 worth of drugs off the streets, as well as weapons and cash. Mavis Wansick, the $758 million prize winner from Powerball, is set to retire earlier than expected from her job in a Western Massachusetts hospital.
The first thing I want to do is I just want to sit back and relax. And I had a pipe dream, and my pipe dream has finally come true. I wanted to retire in 12, and it came early.
The winning ticket purchased at a Chicopee, Massachusetts gas station. The LSU Tigers will count on a lot of young players during the season. Defensive coordinator Dave Aranda says he's impressed with freshman Kalon Chason's passing rushing abilities.
He has the ability to run right at an O lineman and freeze him, and so he can go right at him and head nod and get the O lineman to shift his weight and freeze his feet and go the other way. But he also has the ability to run around people, to not give any head nod and just run around them. There's very few guys that can do both of those, and he has the ability to do that.
He's also been very impressed with young linebackers Tyler Taylor, Patrick Queen, and Jacob Phillips. Partly cloudy today with a high temp about 88 degrees, right now 77. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Seven 1017 FM 710 KEEL. Robert J. Wright, Erin McCarty, not a lottery winner.
I'm disenchanted about that.
We'll talk about that later. A different phraseology for maybe the same emotions. So her name is Mavis.
Mavis Wansick.
Spell that for me. Do you have it in front of you?
Yeah, hang on just a minute. Let me get to it.
I know she's from Chicopee, Massachusetts, or at least purchased the ticket in Chicopee, Massachusetts, which is far west Massachusetts by Springfield.
Wanczzyk.
Okay.
Mavis Wansick.
So you're not too mad at her today, are you?
I'm disenchanted with her.
So you're a little annoyed, and if she were here, you'd beat her within an inch of her life.
No. Disenchant the life out of her.
Exactly.
I would disenchant the life out of her. How's that?
You said, and she said she's going to retire early.
Yeah.
And you were talking, well, if I won the lottery, you'd probably, I was thinking about this, and I heard some people talking about it. If you won the lottery, if you won $750 million, you'd almost have to quit.
Yeah, you couldn't work. People would harass. People would be in front of your business trying to get to you.
You would be too much of a distraction.
You would be a problem for work. People would be calling, asking for you.
For the people at work.
Imagine if I came in here and said, I just won $758 million. People would be ringing the front desk off the hook. Amy would want to kill me.
Yeah.
We'd have to get a new phone bank just for my calls. We'd have to have...
You literally would be too big a distraction for your place of business.
You couldn't stay there.
To work there.
I'm already... You want to know how really crazy I am? You really want to hear this? I really don't even want to say this on the radio.
Oh, go ahead. You got 30 seconds.
I'm trying to figure out how to get to Mavis. Because I think she and I would be buds. I think me and Mavis could be buds. And I'm thinking... There's got to be a way to get to Mavis. If you imagine a crazy me thinking I could actually get to this woman. Do you know how many people would be able to call our front desk? Because they're like, Erin works there. I bet I can get to her.
Take it to another degree. Think of the people who have... Think of the people in your phone right now, in your directory.
Who would be buzzing my phone
who have your number, who would need something or know someone who needs something.
Yeah. And I have a good heart. I'd try to be helping everybody, but then I'd be like... Well, first thing I'm doing is changing the phone. I mean, I'm getting a new phone.
And then you got to be willing to be very isolated.
Yes. And I'd put only the numbers in of the ones that I really need.
739, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL. Big fight tomorrow night. Erin has her thoughts.
Yeah, I do.
As in, where can I watch it for free?
I'm looking for that, too.
In the meantime, here's Ruben.
The intersection at North Market and North Hearn Avenues dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive just north of Shed Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds, sun, and a high of 88 today. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 73. Not as warm for the weekend with clouds and highs in the low 80s. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
It is 742. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty, 1017 FM, 710 Keel. The Shreveport Security Systems text line is 318-392-1884. And if you haven't yet, try listening on the Keel app. It's a free download from Office Furniture Source. So did you find somewhere to watch tomorrow night's fight? Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor for free.
Conor McGregor.
How do you say that again?
Conor McGregor.
Oh, my God. It's like he's in the room.
Pow! Upside the head.
Beard's a little heavier.
Yeah. Mayweather is a pretty big favorite. I'm looking at some of the odds. And,
prohibitive.
Yeah. McGregor's 25-1. I'm thinking.
No. Mayweather is 25-1.
No, McGregor's long shot at 25-1.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mayweather's like 11-4.
Did you see? Explain to everybody, and we'll do a little more analysis in this segment, but you had... And I saw some numbers yesterday, but Matt has a theory about the whole thing.
Oh, that it's a worked event from like pro wrestling style?
No. We'll talk about that, too. That's my buddy Tommy's theory. But, no, how you think that McGregor has a chance?
Oh, well, if this was a legit fight, McGregor has a chance.
Wait, if it were a legit fight.
I still don't.
You think the fix is in?
I think it's a pro wrestling event, but that's
we'll get back to that. Go ahead to your theory.
But if this were a real fight, I think McGregor has about a round and a half to get in some work and knock out Mayweather, or else he's done with.
Now it's boxing rules. If you're wondering, if you're not into what's going on,
8-ounce gloves.
Yeah, that McGregor can't kick.
Would you say that you are more knowledgeable about this sport, boxing, than say your average person? Would you say that when you tell me that McGregor has a puncher's chance and it's early on, would you say that is based on what?
Well, I watch a lot of boxing and combat sports in general. I've always been fascinated by it. And if you look at the situation, McGregor's got one hell of a left hook. He's put a lot of guys down in the MMA world. Mayweather's been out of work for a while. He's been kind of, just partying and getting fat and lazy.
The odds are 5-1. This is what the experts think. This is what Vegas thinks. The odds makers will get 5-1 odds that in the first round, McGregor doesn't land a punch.
Oh, boy.
5-1.
Yeah. For folks who don't know, Floyd Mayweather retired from boxing in 2015. Okay? He was 49-0 in boxing.
He's fought since then, hasn't he?
Conor McGregor is a UFC lightweight champion. So these are two different worlds colliding.
Yes.
Conor McGregor's a UFC fighter where they get to kick and do all kinds of other stuff.
So you tell me, if here's a perfect example. Imagine that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that Shaquille O'Neal is going to play a one-on-one basketball game against Steph Curry. And in making the rules for this one-on-one basketball contest, Shaquille O'Neal agrees to only shoot three-pointers.
Ooh.
Or
Steph Curry agrees not to jump.
That's what this is like.
Yes. That's exactly what this
Conor
is.
McGregor, who is used to elbowing and kicking and all sorts of... Look, he's going into this fight giving up any number of his weapons.
You bet.
And there's just... Look, guys who are professional fighters, who make their living hitting people, Manny Pacquiao, Canelo Alvarez, the list goes on, they can't hit. They can't hit Floyd Mayweather. What makes anybody think that
McGregor will be able to hit
Conor
him?
McGregor is going to be able that's why they're giving you 5-1 odds that he won't land a punch in the first round.
Like I said, his window's very small, but Floyd being fat and lazy might give him a chance until he gets into a rhythm.
So
After that,
I'm taking McGregor. I think it goes the distance.
I'll tell you what.
I'm stepping out on a limb.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the good Irishman. And I think he wins by decision.
What?
Yeah, I think
So
he
what
does.
you're telling me is that Conor McGregor...
I don't think Mayweather can go the distance. If Conor can go the distance...
Wait,
I
stop.
know, I'm being crazy
No,
on
that's
this.
Okay. First of all Floyd Mayweather does is go the distance. Second of all...
But he hasn't in 2 years.
The average Conor McGregor UFC fight lasts less than 6 minutes. That's 2 rounds of boxing. So
I sound crazy, I know.
So what you're saying is that the UFC guy who doesn't go more than 6 minutes is going to go 36 minutes, and the guy whose career is based around going 12 rounds...
Yep. Call me cray-cray. Monday morning, you'll be saying, who, by the way, who told y'all that Tony Romo would never play football again?
hey, there haven't been enough quarterbacks injured yet. We already got Cutler off the bench.
Now, we'll wrap up the segment with this, and my buddy Tommy came in one day and explained it to us, and you tend to agree. Tommy thinks the fix is in, that this is all taken care of.
It's a show.
He says here's what's going to happen, that they're going to go 2 or 3 or 4 rounds. Mayweather dominates. McGregor, quote unquote, gets frustrated, and at some point shoulder drops him or kicks him or knees him in the belly. And that loses, again, quote unquote, loses his mind and reverts to UFC rules or MMA rules. At that point, he's disqualified, setting up a rematch.
Ooh, another payday. That's pretty brilliant. See, I would let Floyd Mayweather pound on me for 3 or 4 rounds if I'm getting $20 million or whatever it is.
Closer to 100 to 150. Yeah.
Pound away, big boy.
Yeah. You got a better chance of meeting Mavis. 748, 1017 FM, 710 KEEL. Your money now, and traffic and weather updates coming up next on KEEL.
Keeping an eye on some slow-moving traffic on
morning,
Greenwood Road and
749,
Tuella
1017.
Avenue. And we have some traffic delays at the intersection of Shed Road and Swan Lake Road in Bossier City. If you know something we don't, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Now you need me. 749, KeelAnkyWeather.com. Forecast kind of cloudy and near 90 today and barely above 80 for the weekend. Good morning, 7:52, time for Keel Sports. Here's Tim.
Good morning. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim. It's Jamboree time. High school football returns tonight all around the area. Look for the lights. Independence Stadium, Lee Hedges Stadium, Leonard C. Barnes, Jerry Burton Stadium, Airline Stadium, all are hosting the final dress rehearsals for high school teams this evening. Northwestern State head coach Jay Thomas announced Thursday that senior J.D. Allman, a Houghton alum, has earned the starting quarterback spot, and he'll take the field with the Demons' first squad offense next Saturday in Ruston when the Demons take on Louisiana Tech in the season opener. They did it! The Rangers' 3-0 win over the Angels pushed Texas over the 500 mark for the first time since June 27th. The win is the 11th in their last 11 games and pulled the squad within one game of a wild card slot. Rookie Drew Robinson hit a 2-run home run. Mike Napoli added a solo shot to back a strong 7-inning performance from Martin Perez. Washington knocked off Houston 5-4 in 11 innings last night. The Nationals scored 2 runs in the top of the 11th and held on for dear life. Former LSU Tiger Alex Bregman has 3 hits to continue his torrid August. He's hitting .337 with 5 homers and 18 RBI this month. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
No, I think McGregor knows he doesn't have much of a chance other than a quick knockout. So, like, he goes down in a ball of flames.
Mayweather's guaranteeing it doesn't go the distance, by the way. Guaranteeing it.
If it goes,
I'm going with the Irishman.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel. My God, it's like St. Patrick's in the room. McGregor probably gets knocked out early. Because
you're full of blarney.
Because he's just gotta. If he just throws everything he has at Mayweather early and gets knocked out, at least he maintains some degree of dignity and bravado and machismo simply because he went for it all and he laid it all on the line and he, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Tonight, what time is Friday night football frenzy with Fletcher? What time is that tonight?
7 o'clock tonight till 10:30. Football jamborees, high school football jamborees, and Fletch is going to be right here on Keel. He's going to be live streaming. He's going to be getting videos in from all the games and posting it all up on our website and our Facebook. I'm thrilled.
On
I'm
the
looking
Keel
forward
website
to it.
too?
No, he's going to be putting it on our Facebook. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yes. And so you can get like live reports from all the games It's going to be exciting.
So Fletch and his multitude of guests, the new home of Friday Night Football Frenzy, this evening and every Friday night all high school football season long here on KEEL. 7:57, here's Sean Hannity.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
NBC News reported there were hundreds of demonstrators in New York City at the NFL headquarters in New York City to show their support for Colin Kaepernick. And many in the large crowd outside the NFL offices were wearing Kaepernick jerseys. Some of them holding signs calling for a boycott of the NFL, and we're here because we believe that Colin Kaepernick deserves a job, said a Democratic strategist and political commentator Simone Sanders at the start of the United We Stand rally. And we also believe the NFL has been complicit in ostracizing of Colin Kaepernick. And today it's time for the NFL to take a stand. And then they go on to say that, that they want to debate the issue of freedom of speech. Nobody's denying Colin Kaepernick, and nor should they deny Colin Kaepernick the right to freedom of speech.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
If you've got a 401k, IRA, or pension plan, I've got some bad news for you. This is Brett Kitchen, and the IRS wants you to think these qualified plans are the best way to save for retirement. They give you a tax break when you contribute. Sounds good, right? Wrong. A qualified plan could be a tax disaster when you retire. With $18 trillion in debt, taxes are already going up. Imagine paying a top tax rate of over 90% like the 1960s. There's a better way. It's an alternative the ultra-rich use that beats the pants off your IRA or 401k. It's been around for years. Your money grows tax deferred, has no taxes in retirement and no income taxes when you die. Plus, you can grow your money potential double digits with no risk of losing money when the market crashes. If the market tanks like 2008, you lose nothing. Call Wealth Beyond Wall Street now at 800-908-1616 to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of my brand new book, Wealth Beyond Wall Street, to protect yourself from taxes and crashes. No credit card required. Call 800-908-1616. That's 800-908-1616. 1-800-908-1616.
7:59, here's traffic on KEEL.
The intersection at North Market and North Hearn Avenues dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive just north of Shed Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds and sun with a high of 88 today. Clouds tonight, low 73. Mostly cloudy and not as warm. Highs in the low 80s for the weekend. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport.
3 past 8 o'clock. Robert and Erin, local news just a couple of seconds away. What's the latest on the $100, $110, $130 million, $150 million arena? And what do local politicos think? The whiskey lady, you know, the 18 bottles of booze in the purse and elsewhere, she turns herself in. Plus, the latest on Hurricane Harvey, it ain't looking good for a whole lot of folks down south. Plus, traffic and weather and Fletcher and sports all this hour, and it's here on KEEL.
The KEEL Morning Report, now on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
The ingredients to make a monster storm are coming together for Hurricane Harvey. Warm water, plenty of that over the Gulf. The air, 40,000 feet high, needs to be calm. It is. The storm needs to move slowly. Harvey is likely to lumber along, and Harvey may follow the ideal path to keep strong longer. Governor John Bel Edwards has a caution for motorists.
If you don't know that you can safely pass, then you shouldn't pass through those waters. And we anticipate that because of the rain and the storm surge, that there will, at some point over the next several days, be some road closures.
The Shreveport Fire Department also telling residents to be safe and aware of danger ahead of powerful rainfall expected from Hurricane Harvey. 4 people arrested in a prostitution sting. Matt Parker with that.
The Bossier Sheriff's Vice Task Force has arrested 4 people after a pimp robbed an agent at gunpoint. The agent was conducting a sting at a local hotel when the robbery occurred. According to police, the foursome would advertise sex on Backpage, but when the John would arrive at the hotel, they would rob him. Police have also linked the 4 to several other robberies in the area. You can see a full list of charges at KEELnews.com. From 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL, I'm Matt Parker.
The booze bandit gets locked up. Sakoni Jones, the woman who was spotted stealing 18 bottles of alcohol from a local liquor store this week, has turned herself in to Shreveport police. Jones arrested at least 9 other times on shoplifting and theft charges before turning herself in. However, Jones made a Facebook post that says stealing is what she does. She says, "I'm a hustler." The video of Jones's brazen escapades can be seen at KEELnews.com. The Thunder Road Raceway in Gillum has reopened under new management. Susie and Buddy Dunn, the new managers, say they had no choice but to step up and keep the track alive when they heard its future was uncertain. The first event under the new management team takes place tomorrow night. Police pay must be a priority. That's the message from Michael Carter with the Shreveport Police Association. He tells KEEL News he cannot support the plan for an arena at Cross Bayou while city leaders don't address the pay issue with officers.
The city of Shreveport needs to stop trying to take credibility for state supplemental pay. Every deputy, firefighter, and police officer in the state of Louisiana that is post-certified receives that pay, and we receive it directly from the state.
The mayor has proposed a $140 million sports complex at Cross Bayou, $30 million of that from government funding, the rest from private dollars. The Louisiana Department of Education seeking to train more than 500 educators so they can serve as mentors to future teachers. Assistant Superintendent of Talent Hannah Deesh says the Bayou State is changing the way teachers learn how to teach. She says the new method will be similar to how medical students become doctors.
Starting in July of 2018, all teachers in our state who are preparing to earn their license will prepare through a year-long teaching residency along an expert teacher.
One of the goals is to help retain teachers. The head of a national cheerleading group says newly released video of a Denver teen crying while a coach and teammates hold her down shows techniques that are outdated and damaging. Cheerleading coaches and Administration Association Director Jim Lord says forcing athletes into painful stretching used to happen decades ago, but he says coaches are now required to learn safe stretching practices. You can see this video at KEELnews.com. Partly cloudy today, the high 88, 75 now. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Nine past 8 o'clock, 101.7 FM, 710 KEEL. Friday morning traffic. Here's Rapid Ruben.
The intersection at Hearn Avenue and Hollywood Avenue is dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Airline Drive near Barksdale Boulevard in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, accidents, hazards, or closures, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds, sun, and a high of 88 today. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 73. Not as warm for the weekend with clouds and highs in the low 80s. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
12 past 8 o'clock. Robert J. Wright, Erin McCarty, 1017 FM 710 Keel. Shreveport Security Systems text line is 318-392-1884. He is spokesman for Planet Aqua. It is Jake Wood. Hey, Mr. Jake, how are you this lovely Friday morning?
I'm wonderful. Good morning. How are you guys?
So the latest is there's a delay. What's of the aquarium opening from when to when? Why? Give us details.
Sure. So we look at it as it's sort of a bittersweet announcement. It's exciting in that we're moving the dates because we've added some things to our plans. The original date, obviously August 31st. We've moved that to late September, early October. We'll be announcing a grand opening date here soon. The original plan of the aquarium had far less than what is going to eventually open up with here in late September, early October.
Why such why such a change at such a late date?
Well, we were evaluating what we could do in the amount of time between now and August 31st when we made the announcement, and we had one or two options. We could add the changes later and have to interrupt operations to add those changes later. We could rush it and try and cram everything into all of the work hours available prior to the opening date, or we could just not make the changes at all. And the only feasible option for us was to delay the opening just a little bit, where we could make this an incredible experience for Shreveport Bossier and the folks that visit. It's we're not in a rush to get the doors open and see the first dollars to come inside. We want to make sure that we do this right.
So what are the changes? What's going to make it even better?
Sure. So the original plans did not include the dome outside. That was one of the first changes that was made because as the talks continued about the layout for the aquarium, the dome, as both of you know, is a iconic part of the downtown Shreveport cityscape. You can't use the Barnwell and not include the dome as part of the programming. So the dome was the first to go into the plan that wasn't originally there, and we thought no better way to program that dome as a Louisiana Life section for you to be able to learn about the plants and the animals and the fish that are around you here in northwest Louisiana. The next major change was that of salt, and we've been talking about salt for a little while, and it has grown in its own concept. Salt's original concept, including it being more of a smaller cafe style. Its footprint has since grown, and we've even built outside with the outdoor dining deck, and we saw salt as an opportunity to walk the walk that we're talking inside of the aquarium for sustainable dining and properly sourcing the fish that you put on your plates. And then the third and most recent major development is that originally the parking plans included parking on the second floor of the parking garage right across the street. While that parking garage is still going to be available and it's still free to the public to park on the second floor of that garage, we'll have some additional parking on the north side of the building to make it a little bit easier for the folks who are visiting.
I saw them working on that yesterday. I saw crews, big crews out there yesterday.
They're working really hard on that parking area, and we've got a good push on our crews there as well, because we understand it's an inconvenience for that part of the lane to be closed on Clyde Fant. So we want to get that open as soon as possible. It should only be just a few more days for that lane to be closed. But with us having that additional parking there on the north side of the building, it allowed us to reconfigure a few things with the driveway, where we can have a much safer place for the children to get on and off of their school buses when they're visiting on field trips.
Let me ask you this: where are we with the SciPort? I know the dust has settled a little bit on you guys taking over management of SciPort. What have you done since the last time we talked?
Right now, we're putting a lot of plans on paper at this point, planning the changes that will go into place. We're currently preparing for the 4-month closure. We've been reaching out to the members, the folks that have events. So we've been reaching out to a lot of the stakeholders with the SciPort organization, both internally and externally. And as soon as September 4th rolls around, we'll bid farewell to the SciPort as it sits right now and start construction on the new vision opening in December 31st.
Now, you've got a target date for that December 31st. Any chance that'll be delayed too?
I don't anticipate that one to be delayed. We've got an event planned for December 31st. It's the annual Toast event, and that's the largest fundraiser that SciPort has every single year. So it's of utmost importance because SciPort will remain a nonprofit organization. SciPort has only brought in Planet Aqua Group as the management entity. So the mission and the nonprofit structure will not change. So those fundraisers are still going to be critical parts of the operations for SciPort. So we definitely need to be open by the 31st of December.
Last time we talked, you weren't sure where the money was going to come from you just used the word construction, for construction at SciPort. Anything more you can shed on that?
That funding is being sourced by the board of directors. So I can't speak on behalf of the board of directors, but they've assured me that they're working on the funding and we'll have everything in place for the plans that we have.
Jake, you do understand, and I mentioned this on the radio a couple of times, and I certainly wasn't busting on you guys. I'm sure your reasons for the delay are quite legitimate. But you do understand, as Shreveporters, there's so many of us, so many folks around the Arklatex are looking at the delay of the aquarium and just saying, "Oh Lord, here we go again." Tell me that's not the case.
Absolutely not the case, and I quite understand. There's the certain vehicle that I'm not going to name that has really continued the sour taste for new development in Shreveporters' mouths.
Yeah, three wheels.
I've been in Shreveport. I've been in Shreveport for almost a decade now. And Shreveport's really made it my home. So I've been right there along with the majority of Shreveport, seeing some of the developments come into town and really not come to fruition. The aquarium's absolutely happening. We've got water in the tanks. We've got sea life on order. We've got a full team working every day on different components to make sure that we have everything operationally in place to make this nothing short of incredible.
Jake Wood, I can't thank you enough. I still want to come down there and race the shark when he gets here.
We'll have you out, Aaron. I promise.
Just like this show has jumped the shark, but that's another story for another time. Thank you, Jake. We appreciate it as always.
Thanks, Robert. Thanks, Aaron.
101.7 FM, 710 Keel traffic coming up right now. Here's Rapid Ruben.
Keeping an eye on some slow-moving traffic on Uri Drive and East Kings Highway due to construction. And we have some traffic delays on Benton Road just north of I-220 in Bossier City. If you have any accidents, hazards, or closures to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness Traffic Hotline, 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds, sun, and a high of 88 today. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 73. Not as warm for the weekend with clouds and highs in the low 80s. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
.101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Fletch.
Good morning. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim. It's Jamboree time. High school football returns tonight all around the area. Look for the lights. Independence Stadium, Lee Hedges Stadium, Leonard C. Barnes, Jerry Burton Stadium, Airline Stadium, all are hosting the final dress rehearsals for high school teams this evening. Northwestern State head coach Jay Thomas announced Thursday that senior J.D. Allman, a Houghton alum, has earned the starting quarterback spot, and he'll take the field with the Demons' first squad offense next Saturday in Ruston when the Demons take on Louisiana Tech in the season opener. They did it! The Rangers' 3-0 win over the Angels pushed Texas over the 500 mark for the first time since June 27th. The win is the 11th in their last 11 games and pulled the squad within one game of a wild card slot. Rookie Drew Robinson hit a 2-run home run. Mike Napoli added a solo shot to back a strong 7-inning performance from Martin Perez. Washington knocked off Houston 5-4 in 11 innings last night. The Nationals scored 2 runs in the top of the 11th and held on for dear life. Former LSU Tiger Alex Bregman has 3 hits to continue his torrid August. He's hitting .337 with 5 homers and 18 RBI this month. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
You are pointing at your computer screen in rhythm to the music. 101.7 FM, 710 Keel, 25 past 8. It's Robert J. Oh, boy. Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. What you got?
Well, people are wondering about the fight tomorrow night, the Floyd Mayweather-Conor McGregor fight. It's $100 essentially, $99.99 on pay-per-view.
At your house, yeah.
Yeah. There are a few spots who are showing it, so I want to give you those spots if you're interested. If you want to go out and get among the crowd and find out, now, and watch the fight.
Before you
watch
those
Conor McGregor win.
My gosh, it's like he's in the room. Please don't beat me down.
Yeah.
Erin, by the way, the Shreveport Security Systems text line is 318-392-1884. If you're having it at your house and you're having one of those things where you invite 20 friends and everybody puts up $5 and brings beer.
I'll pop by, yeah.
And so she is willing to be your guest of honor.
Designated eater?
The fight queen, as a matter of... So just to give you a heads up.
Or text us if you know of another public spot that's showing it that we don't mention.
Like a neighbor maybe that you don't like who's having the fight.
Yeah, I like that idea too.
You want her to go to
Send me to their house.
To their house.
The Sandbar in downtown Shreveport, they're showing the fight tomorrow night. $10 cover charge. You can actually get your tickets ahead of time, so you don't have to wait in the line. I checked in with Buffalo Wild Wings. They are showing the fight tomorrow night. They're charging a $20 cover charge. It's only for 21 years of age and up, by the way. And they'll start selling those wristbands there at about 7 p.m. The Dare Club Pool at Horseshoe Casino is also showing the fight. I'm not sure if those tickets are all gone to VIPs yet or not. We're checking to find out if Horseshoe's got any tickets left for that. But again, the Dare Club Pool, those are the spots that I checked in. Walk-ons will not be showing the fight. So just if you're thinking to go to walk-ons to see it, they're not showing it.
So what is the reason for your interest in this?
I think this is very intriguing because you've got a boxer who's been retired since 2015, Floyd Mayweather, against Conor McGregor, a UFC fighter who kicks and scraps and does all that other. Does he bite? Are they allowed to bite?
No biting.
No, that's boxing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's boxing. So I'm interested to see if Mayweather guarantees this won't go the distance. I guarantee it won't go to the distance. I think my boy Conor McGregor takes it the distance, and I think somehow the little Irishman will win it.
Well, just to point out...
Is he a little green man?
The flaws in
You nailed
Erin's theory, just to point out her idea that Conor McGregor will go 12 rounds. First of all, as I mentioned last time you brought this up, and it was all I could do was to hold my guffaws. So your theory is that a guy whose average UFC fight goes less than 2 rounds of boxing is going to go 12 rounds of boxing against a guy whose strength is going 12 rounds of boxing.
Yeah, but he's out of shape. He's been partying.
How much money you got in your purse right now? 100
not
bucks?
much.
150 bucks?
Not much.
I just wonder how much you want to bet on this.
$10.
Seriously.
$10.
$10 that what happens?
$10 that it goes the distance. Let's do that.
Okay. Hell yeah. Wow, now I know how Mavis...
You all laugh at me,
Well-
but who told you two bozos a while back that Tony Romo would never play a down of football again, and you all went, "Oh, you're an idiot. You're an idiot." I think I was called an idiot for 2 weeks.
Well,
you are.
Yeah. Now I know how Mavis in Chicopee feels. Found money.
I gotta find Mavis's
29
digits.
past 8 o'clock. 101.7 FM 710 Keel. Here's Rapid Ruben.
We have reports of a minor accident on Mansfield Road near Kingston Road, and we're still keeping an eye on some backed up traffic on I-20 westbound. Starting at Spring and Market, it's backed up past Benton Spur right now. If you have anything to report to us, give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds, sun, and a high of 88 today. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 73. Not as warm for the weekend with clouds and highs in the low 80s. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
Power of information. KEEL News now.
Texas residents preparing for Hurricane Harvey, which could become a Category 3 storm. Harvey grew quickly Thursday from a tropical depression into a Category 1 hurricane, now at a Category 2. Governor John Bel Edwards says many of our rivers in Louisiana could back up as a result of some heavy rains.
Obviously, we need the rivers to drain southwest Louisiana or wherever we happen to be getting rainfall, and storm surge inhibits that from happening and makes these rain events more severe than they would otherwise be.
The storm projected to become a major Category 3 hurricane. The Bossier Sheriff's Vice Task Force has arrested 4 people after a pimp robbed an undercover agent at gunpoint. The agent was conducting a sting at a local hotel when the robbery happened. Raceway reopens. Matt Parker with that.
The Thunder Road Raceway in Gillum is reopened under new management. Susie and Buddy Dunn, the new managers, say they had no choice but to step up and keep the track alive when they heard its future was uncertain. The first event under the new management team will take place tomorrow night. From 101.7 FM and 710 Keel, I'm Matt Parker.
Booze Bandit faces the music. Sakoni Jones, the woman who was spotted stealing 18 bottles of alcohol from a local liquor store, has turned herself in to Shreveport police. Now, she's been arrested at least 9 other times on shoplifting and theft charges. Before she turned herself in, she made a Facebook post that says stealing is just what she does. She says, "I'm a hustler." The video of Jones's brazen escapades can be seen at KeelNews.com. Michael Carter with the Shreveport Police Association has been the most vocal person against the proposed development at Cross Bayou. He says officers have heard these kinds of promises before.
We heard the same things on the news about the casinos. When the casinos come in, teachers, firefighters, police officers are never going to have to worry about money again. They're always going to be the best paid. In the South, you never have to look at it again. This was the same sales pitch we got for that, and now you see that we are the lowest in the ICMA region for a city our size 25 years later.
Carter says a veteran officer with 20 years experience makes less than rookie officers in many communities in our region. Mavis Wansick, after winning the $758.7 million Powerball prize, says she didn't have much of a plan in picking the numbers that won the big bucks.
Well, I was just there to buy it for just luck. Just go in, just buy a scratch ticket and just say, okay, maybe it's me, maybe it won't be me. It's just a chance I had to take.
The winning ticket was purchased at a Chicopee, Massachusetts gas station. Wansick says she will be using her prize money to retire early from her hospital job. The Saints set to play the Texans in exhibition game number 3. Quarterback Drew Brees expected to get his first action of the preseason, and he's excited to finally play in a game.
I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, it's against a very good team. So hopefully, as a first unit, we go out there and we're sharp and we execute very well and score points. And, again, this is all preparation for what's going to happen here in 2 weeks with our first game at Minnesota.
Veteran running back Adrian Peterson expected to make his preseason debut as well. The game against Houston is tomorrow night. Pennsylvania couple says Jesus showed up in their daughter's sonogram picture, easing their concerns after 2 other children were born with birth defects. Partly cloudy today with a high temp near 88. It's 76 now. I'm Erin McCarty on 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
.101.7 FM 710 KEEL 836. Robert and Erin, was I too negative last hour?
Yes, you were.
About this arena thing? Look. And this ties back in, and we talked with Jake Wood from Planet Aqua and the delay in the opening of the aquarium. And he answered the question great. And I said, understand, and this is what I said yesterday. I said, I get it, that the reason that you guys are having a 45 to a 60-day delay, whatever it happens to be, I understand your reasons are probably 100% legitimate. But then I said, but you do understand how we in Shreveport feel like we're snake bit, like nothing's going to go right, like everything's a hustle, that everybody comes to town and steals our women and drinks our whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
That it's all this great big Paul Elio, Red River District, blah, 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 over and over and over again.
Yep.
I told you when I said to my brother yesterday, we're at lunch, I said, you heard about the aquarium? He said, no, what? I said, a delay. He went, no. I mean, that's just the attitude we have. And the point I made, and here's what bothers me about myself and everybody else. that there's somebody in Birmingham, Alabama, this multi-million, if not billion-dollar company. And I said to Willie Bradford, I've said to just about everybody. I've said to you, what is it that these guys in Birmingham, whose job it is to do these things, what is it they see in Shreveport that none of us in Shreveport seem to understand? What makes us this viable market? And everybody, 99% of people around town are going, this is the stupidest idea I ever heard.
Yes.
This is a dumb, what a bunch of dumbasses. I got $100 million in Shreveport. Hell, I live in. And you know what? Here's what I said that I think might be too negative, and I know I'm not the only one that does this. That when all is said and done, if this gets passed, if the bonds are sold, if the construction, when the construction's finished, and all the people in Shreveport, all 99% of us who might have a doubt or two, this is a terrible idea.
Right.
Terrible. What the hell are they thinking? Here's what I'm afraid of. We're all going to sit back and go, I'm going to show them it's a bad idea. I'm not going to go.
Oh, come on, please.
Are we our own self-prophecy of disaster?
Yeah, we
I'll
are.
show those guys what a bad idea it is.
I will never go.
I'm not going out there.
See, I'll go. I will definitely go.
Hell, you said you'd move out there.
I would love it. I really would. If I can see the river, I'm good.
839, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel traffic update. Hang on a second, by the way. Steve Parr talks Hurricane Harvey in a moment or two, but right now, here's Ruben.
The intersection at Line Avenue and Olive Street's dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Shed Road between Airline Drive and Benton Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds, sun, and a high of 88 today. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 73. Not as warm for the weekend with clouds and highs in the low 80s. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer.
.101.7 FM 710 Keel, Robert J. Wright and Erin McCarty. The Keel app presented by Free Download, and it's awesome. The Keel app brought to us by Office Furniture Source. You know, being a meteorologist, even if one is not practicing one's meteorology, it's kind of like being a nun. You know, you can leave the convent, but you're still a sister to me.
Oh.
Meteorologist Steve Parr is here. Hey, my friend, how are you this morning?
I'm pretty good. I don't normally get compared to nuns, but I guess I'm going to take that as a good omen. How's that?
Sister Mary Steve.
God
Okay,
bless you, sister.
here's my first question about this Hurricane Harvey thing. It
Yep.
seems like about 2 hours ago, it was nothing more than a bad thunderstorm. Suddenly, it's about to turn into a Cat 3 hurricane. Does this happen often, and how?
It really can happen fairly often. It was certainly organized just after it came off the Yucatan Peninsula. The Yucatan Peninsula has a habit of kind of ripping storms up a little bit. And so it got out into the Gulf of Mexico. And the thing is that you have to have a couple things for it to be able to intensify. You have to have a really warm water. Well, the Gulf of Mexico is pretty much untouched by any heavy storms anytime recently before Harvey. So that water was really, really warm. Second thing, you can't have a whole bunch of, we call it shear in the upper atmosphere. You can't have a lot of strong winds that are blowing the tops off of the thunderstorms. You got to let them build and they can grow. And we didn't have really any shear in the Gulf of Mexico, so it was able to grow and to develop. and then you just got to give it a little bit of time. Well, it's been sitting over that warm water now for 3 days, and it still has another 12 to 18 hours that it's going to be out over that water, and so it gets to intensify. The other thing is, because it's coming in slowly towards the Texas Gulf, just the shape of the Gulf Coast as it is, with the storm coming in slowly, it gives it the ability to intensify, because it kind of feeds back on the storm and squishes that eye wall down. If you think of an ice skater, when she's doing the spinning and she's got her arms out, she spins slowly, and then she brings her arms in and she speeds up. The shape of the coast of Texas right there can do that exact same type of thing and force a storm to speed up as it spins, as it comes in towards the coast.
As the projected path is right now, I saw where, like west of Galveston, Port Aransas, in that area. What do you see? What are you looking at? Okay, go ahead.
Going to Corpus Christi is where it's heading. It's heading straight into Corpus Christi. And I was thinking between Corpus and Victoria was kind of the target, and it's really looking like Corpus is going to get the full brunt of this.
Then what?
Yeah, nothing. That's the really sad part about this. It's going to make landfall the same spot that Hurricane Beulah did back in the 1960s, and then it's going to have the attention deficit disorder problems that Allison had back in 2001. Allison meandered through East Texas and flooded Houston in the process, because she just kind of wandered up to Nacogdoches, then wandered back to the Gulf Coast before eventually taking off. The problem with Harvey is that Harvey's going to come inland, and Harvey's not even going to make it to San Antonio before Harvey's going to get distracted by something and kind of wander around and go, oh, look, sagebrush over here. Let me go knock that down. Oh, look, there's a tree over here. He's just going to kind of wander around in the Corpus Christi area as if he's been drinking. And that is a problem, because it keeps Harvey close enough to the water that you can keep supplying it fuel. Fuel for hurricanes is really warm, moist air. Well, as you hang out by the Gulf of Mexico, right over the coast of Texas, that's fuel for a hurricane. And so it stays near its fuel source. There's not a lot of mountains right there. It's a pretty flat area, so the storm's going to get to keep spinning. So it's going to stay strong with the winds, at least tropical storm strength, and it's going to dump a tremendous amount of rain in the exact same spot. And because it never gets inland, that water doesn't have a chance actually to drain back out in the Gulf of Mexico, because the spinning of the storm itself will be pushing the water from the Gulf of Mexico onshore. So you get storm surge and rain, and it just doesn't stop for several days.
Let's talk about rainfall amounts. We've heard as much as 2 feet in the southeast Texas. Seriously? 2 feet of rain?
Yes. Now, the key on that is that we're looking this 2 feet of rain over a 7-day period. But today, we're looking at a bunch of rain all at one time right into Corpus. But the Houston area could even be looking at certainly more than a foot, but perhaps as many as 2 feet on the southwest side of Houston. And that's a 7-day projection.
So now let's talk Louisiana, specifically the Gulf Coast and New Orleans, where the pumps still aren't working. Let's talk about that first. Any chance it could swing back east toward New Orleans in that direction, and then how does it affect us?
All right, after Wednesday, so this thing comes on shore tonight into tomorrow morning, and then it wobbles around and meanders and this plays sit and spin until about Tuesday, and then Wednesday it looks like it's going to start to make its move. And I do still expect this thing to have to come through Louisiana somewhere, but we're now looking at past Wednesday before it starts to make its move. By that time, I'm hoping that Harvey has stayed inland just a little bit, because by that time we're looking then at tropical depression, or maybe even just what we call a remnant low, which means we get some rain coming into Louisiana. If Harvey really gets ambitious and sneaks back out over the water, Harvey could get up by Beaumont as another hurricane again before turning north. I don't think Harvey gets to New Orleans. I think the path is eventually through northwest Louisiana, but hopefully by that time, not as a hurricane, not as a tropical storm, but as just an area of rain.
That's what I was going to ask you. For our Shreveport-Bossier area, any idea how much rain we could see?
Yeah, the next 7 days, the projection is somewhere around 3 inches of rain, 4 inches of rain. Kind of a little more than what we've been doing this summer, but we've been getting pretty steady rainfall just about every other day.
Like Wednesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Thursday,
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday. What are you looking at?
Yeah, I mean, we'll get some of these out bands that'll sneak through, but none of that's very much. It looks like it would be later as we get in towards Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday and then Thursday and then Friday of next week before we'd start seeing some more of this. But there's a lot up in the air at this point. Forgive the pun, but there's a lot that after Harvey wanders and meanders between now and Wednesday, what does Harvey do then? And really, we don't have a good handle on what Harvey does after wobbling around for a couple of days down in South Texas.
Stephen Parr, thank you so much. We appreciate your help.
Thank you, guys. Good talking to you.
848, 1017 FM, 710 Keel, Your Money Now, and Ruben and AccuWeather traffic and weather updates up next right here on Keel.
The intersection at Line Avenue and Olive Street's dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Shed Road between Airline Drive and Benton Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
Your AccuWeather.com forecast. Clouds, sun, and a high of 88 today. Mostly cloudy tonight, low 73. Not as warm for the weekend with clouds and highs in the low 80s. With your AccuWeather.com forecast, I'm Heather Zayer. .852 Keel Sports.
Good morning. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim. It's Jamboree time. High school football returns tonight all around the area. Look for the lights. Independence Stadium, Lee Hedges Stadium, Leonard C. Barnes, Jerry Burton Stadium, Airline Stadium, all are hosting the final dress rehearsals for high school teams this evening. Northwestern State head coach Jay Thomas announced Thursday that senior J.D. Allman, a Houghton alum, has earned the starting quarterback spot, and he'll take the field with the Demons' first squad offense next Saturday in Ruston when the Demons take on Louisiana Tech in the season opener. They did it! The Rangers' 3-0 win over the Angels pushed Texas over the 500 mark for the first time since June 27th. The win is the 11th in their last 11 games and pulled the squad within one game of a wild card slot. Rookie Drew Robinson hit a 2-run home run. Mike Napoli added a solo shot to back a strong 7-inning performance from Martin Perez. Washington knocked off Houston 5-4 in 11 innings last night. The Nationals scored 2 runs in the top of the 11th and held on for dear life. Former LSU Tiger Alex Bregman has 3 hits to continue his torrid August. He's hitting .337 with 5 homers and 18 RBI this month. From the sports desk of 1130 The Tiger, this is Tim Fletcher.
.855, Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Okay, so Erin went to lunch yesterday. It was the Women Who Care Share luncheon for the YWCA.
Mm-hmm.
And the featured speaker was, well, we had her on yesterday, Dale Smith Thomas, motivational speaker, media personality. And she changed Erin's life.
Yes, she did. No longer can you make me angry.
I beg your pardon?
Or Matt make me angry.
Now that's something.
I'm not angry with you. I'm just disenchanted
Now explain
by
to me.
you.
You've said that. You said this was the woman that Erin. Hello, gorgeous. And I said, well, it's based on you take the baby steps, and if you tell yourself you are one thing repeatedly, then when you go to repeat the actions that aren't that person you perceive or you imagine yourself to be, you say, no, the person I am doesn't involve herself in this destructive behavior.
Right.
But what else did you learn yesterday?
I learned that you can spread positivity. Like when I wake up, hello, gorgeous. And then I had to text my friends those 2 words, hello, gorgeous. And then see if they spread it. A couple of them wanted to know what I've been drinking. A couple of them wanted to know what I wanted. But here's the tip I learned. You can be today a bright, sunny person in someone's life. You can be kind of overcast, partly cloudy and humid, kind of like Matt is.
Oh, what the hell? Just shh.
Or you can be a hurricane. We all know those hurricane people in our lives that when they walk in the room, oh my God, oh heck's gonna break loose.
And leaving puddles behind.
You don't even want to be around those people. Some days Matt's one of those.
Oh, yeah.
What? You want to be bright and sunny. You want to bring positivity to the room. And in this room, I'm the sunshine, baby.
We're not leaving. It's time to go to Kim Commando. We're not leaving until Matt gives us one good, heartfelt, hello, gorgeous.
Hello, gorgeous.
Back Monday morning, 6 till 9. Robert and Erin, 101.7 FM, 710 Keel. Here's Kim Commando.
It's no secret that social media, and Facebook in particular, has allowed itself to be used by some of the world's most violent terrorist groups. Only when the legitimate media began exposing the terrorism that was running wild online did any of the internet companies begin to respond. Now Facebook claims it's shutting down 1 million hate accounts each day. Can we believe them? Kim Commando with your Friday Digital Consumer Tech Update. With 2 billion users worldwide, I can believe that millions of extremist groups pop up on Facebook every day. Mark Zuckerberg brags that Facebook is hiring an additional 3,000 moderators. But if the company really is removing 30 million hate groups each month, why are there still so many of them online? Facebook says it's struggling to cope with all the extremism. Clearly, despite Facebook's PR spin, 3,000 new moderators aren't enough. They should do more. And with $9.2 billion in revenue last quarter, why don't they? All the tech news is updated all the time at news.komando.com. That's KOMANDO.
Police use dash cameras to retain evidence and protect themselves against wrongful prosecution. Now you can too. It's your proof of your innocence in an accident or a traffic stop, always acting as your in-car security system. Driving can be dangerous, but the Komando dash cam with its wide lens captures the entire road and makes a record of every drive. The built-in GPS pinpoints exactly where and when events occur, and the Komando dash cam records in HD, daylight, and low-light conditions.
The Komando dash cam recorded an accident that was not my fault.
There's parking assist, lane departure, and collision warning systems built in too.
The Komando dash cam proved my innocence.
There's no better technology at any price. Find the Komando dash cam at shop.komando.com. Shop.komando.com.
The intersection at Line Avenue and Olive Street's dealing with some slow-moving traffic right now. And we have some traffic delays on Shed Road between Airline Drive and Benton Road in Bossier City. If you have anything to report to us, please give us a call at our Planet Fitness traffic hotline. That's 687-ROAD.
8:59, here's your KEEL AccuWeather.com forecast. Kind of cloudy today, near 90. For the weekend, continued clouds, and the highs over the weekend barely into the 80s. Right now, 72. 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL.
Breaking news and trending talk. This is 101.7 FM and 710 KEEL. KEEL, Shreveport.